few people to join.
For a few people to join, just a couple of minutes. Like usually, please, if you are listening to us, watching us, can you please let us know if you are hearing okay? If the sound is okay.
Right. Uh, they,
I just want to, sorry, I just want to set up something real quick.
yeah, you can.
So we just mentioned in the previous live that we were working on a video.
Yeah.
And we got some latest information about the case we were working on.
Yeah.
So basically that's why we decided to go live again. This is the latest information we found.
It's about Darrell Peak with his two boys, Kaiden Peak and Mayson Peak. Um, they were missing initially since Thursday, the 25th of February, and the family was worried about them. But obviously, it wasn't a big issue for them because the kids were with their dad, and
Okay, hold on.
let's just begin.
Yeah, just a second. I want to show you who we are talking about. Darrell Peak and his two children right here on the screen. They disappeared from their residence in Pleasant Hope, Missouri, whilst news say that Darrell had an argument with his wife due to marital issues. We don't know exactly the whole story. It seems they had problems for some time. Also, Darrell was said to be having mental issues and he had suicidal thoughts, making suicidal statements in the past. He also suffered from depression.
Yeah.
So we want to take you through the brief timeline of the events. But before we do that, we just want to make sure that the sound is okay and there is no one to confirm.
Yeah.
So we can try on our own here. Okay. Well, we can't really. Okay, that's fine. Let's carry on then, yeah?
Yeah.
Thursday at around 4 p.m., the 25th of February 2021, Darrell Peak leaves home carrying his usual gun and gets in the car going just down the road of the house. He wrecks his car. His wife then goes to check on him, and while she gets out of her own car, Darrell gets into her car and leaves with the two boys, Mayson 3 and Kaiden 4, saying he would later return home. But he never did, and this is according to court documents. The vehicle he took with the two boys later ran out of gas near Warsaw area. On Thursday, February 25th, at approximately 5:30 p.m., Contacted by a MSHP trooper in Benton County who stopped to check on their disabled vehicle, Darrell refused assistance. On Thursday, February 25th, at approximately 5:52 p.m., the Benton County deputy observed a man and two children walking along Highway 65. When she returned around to make contact, she was unable to locate them again and presumed they disappeared into a wooded area. On Thursday, February 25th, at approximately 7 p.m., Missouri, yes,
State Highway Patrol dispatched a trooper to the area to check on a man walking along the highway with two children. The trooper was unable to locate them when he arrived. Again, they disappeared.
And then on Friday, February 26th, at approximately 10:30 a.m., family members contacted the Greene County Sheriff's Office to file a missing persons report. Family reported that Darrell had a history of depression. However, they insisted he would never harm his children. On the same day, 26th, Friday, at approximately 12:58 p.m., statewide BOLO alert was sent out for the three missing persons. On the same day, February 26th, at 1:01 p.m., missing persons information was entered into the system. At 1:24 p.m., upon learning of the missing person investigation, troopers and Missouri troopers and Benton County deputies responded and searched the area where Darrell, Mayson, and Kaiden were repeatedly observed during the evening of February 25th. The Greene County Sheriff's Office received a tip on Saturday, the 27th of February, that Darrell Peak, 40, pulled $600 from his debit card at a casino there, and he told an employee he and his kids were going to be getting a fresh start, according to other court documents. Greene County detectives worked around the clock since the report was made, attempting to locate Darrell Peak and his children. Dozens of leads were generated, and despite the family's belief that Darrell would not harm his children, on Sunday, February 28th, detectives decided to pursue criminal charges for the arrest of Darrell, hoping this would generate additional tips and leads. Prosecutors charged Peak with 2 counts of kidnapping amid a days-long hunt for him and his sons Mayson 3 and Kaiden 4, who were previously seen in Warsaw. Detectives have made several attempts to have an Amber Alert issued, but this case has not met the criteria. The Greene County Sheriff's Office and Missouri State Highway Patrol issued an endangered person advisory in the case as of 4:30 p.m. Friday, 26th of February.
Today we just came to see the news, and they were saying that the 3 bodies have been found. Sadly, on the 1st of March, which was yesterday, the Greene County Sheriff's Office announced a very tragic ending to the missing persons investigation involving Darrell, Mayson, and Kaiden Peak. In the evening, the 3 were discovered deceased in Benton County, not far from where they were last observed and contacted by law enforcement in the Warsaw area. So, what are you looking for? There was a statement from the mother as well, who she came forward for an interview, and she was saying that she doesn't eat, she doesn't sleep. The mother of the 2 missing boys is Bonnie Peak.
She's also the wife of
Darrell. She said the past few days have been the hardest she's ever had to live through.
So we want to quote what she said in the
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah.
Are you doing it or
Yeah,
shall I do it?
I don't eat, I don't sleep. All I wonder is, like, are my kids cold? Are they hungry? Where are they sleeping? Are they crying for me? As a mother, these are the things that I have to sit here and worry about all day and every day, said Bonnie. Bonnie's only wish is that her two young sons are returned home safely. Darrell and his kids were last seen Thursday, February 25th, at around 7 p.m. in Warsaw traveling on foot. When he left, I quote again what Bonnie said, when he left, he was hungry. Sometimes when he's hungry, he'll take off and leave for a couple hours. This is so out of his character, like he's not one to just take off with the children.
End of quote.
And of course, local officials said they've attempted to issue an umbrella alert, but the case does not meet the criteria. And probably the criteria that was not met was that he was the biological father of the kids. So obviously, he wasn't in the case as, kidnapping or,
Yes.
yeah. Bonnie hopes they will eventually issue an umbrella alert, but doesn't believe that would hurt Caden or Mason. Again, I quote what Bonnie said. One of the reasons is that he's the father. I don't think for 1 second that he will physically harm our children, ever, in a million years. He's a very good dad and he's a good person. I know he's going through a lot lately, and I don't know if he's just going through a mental breakdown. I think he wanted to live on his own, and I think the children just happened to be in the car when he got in my car and took off. Every lead that we've got seems to be a day, 2 days old. It's the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life, not knowing where my children are. I just want my kids home.
So basically, this is all the information we have. Sadly, since Bonnie's statement, they have been found
Yeah,
in a
in a
structure.
structure in rural uh, was in it was in Missouri anyway, in the same area, but it was in a structure in Benton County. So
There are a couple of reports. Well, reports, as in we have tried. Mostly, you have tried to find out from Facebook a bit more information about
yeah,
this case, about the kids, about the dad, the family, and there were a couple of family members and friends who
we're talking and saying he's a good man. He is not in his character to do anything bad. But
they were also saying that it hasn't been that cold recently for them for this to be a case of they went to sleep in that building and they died because of the weather conditions. So it seemed to be quite warm outside. It wasn't so
yeah,
cold
yeah.
as to die from weather conditions.
We don't know yet because there's no update on how and why they passed away. All three.
There is no info released to the public of the cause of death. Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation. They
Yeah.
are still trying to figure out themselves. The Now the thing is that although he was out of character for Darrell to
Sorry, I need to
yeah,
take this.
although it seemed out of character for Darrell to just take the kids away and drive away. He did have a history of depression and suicidal talking. He also took his gun with him, and the thing is that it was just around. It was just down the road from the house where he went into his car. He wrecked his own car, Then his wife came to see him and see how he's doing. And then he jumped into his wife's car where the kids were with his gun. He left with the gun. When they found his car abandoned on Highway 65, when he ran out of petrol, they also found his wallet in the car. So potentially he abandoned the car with the wallet and just walked down on Highway 65 with the two kids. Now we have to remember that the kids, they were 3 and 4 years old, so they wouldn't have walked for a very long time, so they wouldn't get very far away. When that trooper spotted them on the highway, and when she turned around and she didn't see them anymore, I really do think that, in my opinion, she should have at least followed them, not followed them, but search the area to see if she can see them. She just assumed that they went into the wooded area. There's not many buildings in that area on Highway 65 where they were spotted. I honestly don't know what happened. When I first got the notification from Google about this breaking case, the development of this case, and I read the first article around it, I assumed it's just a case where the dad goes with the kids away because he had an argument with the wife. Maybe the wife threatened him that she's going to divorce him and take the kids away, so he just took the kids and fled. And my assumption from the beginning was that he will want to take the kids and settle somewhere, excuse me, in a different area away from his wife. And this is what I kept believing since it happened on Friday last week. It's very disturbing. It's also very sad because, as you can see, his family doesn't think that he would harm the children. Now, because we don't know exactly what happened, we can only speculate as to what we think happened until we have more information from the police. We can't really say a lot of things, but it seemed to be a case of, over time it seems that they didn't have a very good marriage. They were arguing. They seem to be arguing. So after their last argument, that's when Darrell did what he did. Hi, Ria. Thank you so much for joining. You probably haven't heard of this case. This is very, very recent. I was not planning to go live today and make a video. Usually when I talk about cases, I'm not talking in live videos. I just want to collect all the information I can and just publish a video. But we just came across the latest info on this, and it's really heartbreaking. And I really wanted to put this out there. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. I don't know how much it was covered. From our research, it's been very, very hard to find information on this. If Darrell indeed suffered from depression and made suicidal statements previously, I think that it should have been given, how can I say, it should have been given more priority into finding them than it actually has. Also, there should have been an Amber Alert issued on this, because you have to think about it. Okay, you are the father, you are a parent, you are a brilliant parent, you never do this thing to hurt your children. You also have to think about what was the mental state that he was in when he left, because we know from previous cases that although the parent would never do something to their child, or we think they would never do something to their children, we can be wrong. And these things happened, and so it can happen again. It could have potentially happened with them as well. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, all we can do is give our opinions and views. It could have been the case that in their last argument, maybe one of them said that they want a divorce. Maybe the wife said that she wants a divorce and she's going to take the kids, and he wanted to take the kids with him, go somewhere else. But again, I suspected that if he indeed had this plan to take the kids away and go somewhere else, he probably must have had help from someone, if that was true in his opinion.
No, he didn't have any help apparently, because if he would have, he would probably have ended up somewhere else. Apparently, people were talking about spotting them around Miami, Florida area. Uh, we don't know for a reason or two that Florida is a different state and it's got different laws when it comes to family, especially to kids and parents. Every state apparently has different sort of rules and regulations on that. The thing is that they've been found in the same area, so they didn't go too far. Uh, we don't know. We just speculate, but we don't know whether he's been somewhere else. But apparently, he went into a structure which was sort of we don't know what type of structure.
Maybe an abandoned building of some
Abandoned
sort.
building, something like that. They've been found all of them there. Uh, so probably there was rough sleeping around there for a while. We don't know if they had any food or not, but they people were talking. They've been spotted around Warsaw area all the time, but nobody posted that to make sure they are safe and sound. Nobody uh, did anything. I feel a bit like, again, the system is broken. I feel like, I don't know.
That's what I just said when you were not here. That I feel like that Amber Alert not being issued, that should have been a priority because he suffers from depression. He
Yeah,
was talking about killing himself.
and he had the gun as well.
Exactly. So he
Yeah.
took the gun. He left with the kids. So there should have been
More to it.
more to it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I mean, you don't get involved because it's family, obviously, but it shouldn't. It should be issued the number alert for that reason only, just because they knew he had depression, he had the suicidal statements in the past. Obviously, you have to, you know, keep an eye open on that and be active. Uh, they didn't do that, so see what happens when you don't play your role properly and you leave it as it is.
So Ria is saying marriage breakdown with little ones is so very hard, and he appears to have not been able to cope. So sad that he felt the need to take his children's lives. Or is there anyone else involved?
We don't know if there is anyone involved or not.
Ria, as far as we know, there is very, very little information out there being given even by the police. It's an ongoing investigation, but as far as we know, there doesn't seem to be anyone else involved. However, I was suggesting that perhaps if he had a plan to take those kids away because of the marriage issues, then he must have spoken to somebody, and maybe his plan would have been to go over state lines to be more difficult to track. It could also have been the case that that's why he refused help from the trooper when he approached him.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But to be honest, if he was having help from someone else, he would have been gone over the states already, wasn't it? But he was still in the area.
That's another thing which is very, very strange.
He was still in the area because
Yes.
I was looking into it all on an hourly basis. I was just refreshing and looking into the news, and nothing, really happened. But I got to see this and I got to know this just now, and that's why we came. Uh, Hello, Nick. Hi, Ria. Sorry, I didn't say hello to everybody yet.
Ria is saying usually in clinical depression, it is only the self that people want to die, take the life of to end the pain. It sounds like more than depression, suicidal depression alone. How long were they missing?
They were missing since Thursday, the 25th of February, when they left. They've been spotted in the evening of the same day, and then since then they haven't been seen yet. So let's say Friday. Since
Yeah,
Friday the 26th of February,
25th. Oh, yeah, sorry, 26th. Yeah.
they haven't been found and seen. Well, just people saying I spotted him there and there, but nothing really to come to surface.
Yeah, and
Um,
it was on Thursday, on the 25th of February, that around 4 p.m. that they went missing. So he took his gun, took the car,
yeah, well,
drove with the kids.
they said that around 5:50, 6 o'clock in the evening on Thursday, a county deputy, Benton County deputy, has observed a man and two children walking along Highway
Yeah,
65. Well, but since then, nothing. So let's say Friday.
they went missing on Thursday. I mean, they went missing, but the family was not too concerned because,
The kids were with the
yeah,
dad,
yeah,
yeah.
the kids were with the dad,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hi, Nick. Yeah, I was working on it for a while now. But obviously, I thought he will just go somewhere else with the kids and start anew. Obviously, wasn't the case.
We were really, split into, are we going to talk about this? Are we not going to talk about this
Yeah,
particular case? Because at the beginning, when we read the news, we thought there is just a simple case of argument with the wife threatening the man, taking the kids away. So he just jumps in the car and he goes and lives with the kids. Now, going back to Ria's comment there, I wanted to say a bit more about the depression and suicidal depression. So from a lot of cases, most of the times, is not the man who
the father.
is
Yeah,
not the father who does a murder suicide.
yeah,
In most of the cases, is usually the mother. Usually, the mother, when she decides to commit suicide, she will kill her kids because if that woman, if the mother is depressed, she would think that the kids will not be better off without her, so she's thinking that she should take them with her.
yeah,
But in most cases, when a father is usually involved, he kills the whole family. So not only two kids, he will kill all of the kids and the wife potentially. But I think that in most of the cases, it will be the whole immediate family.
yeah.
So Darrell, apart from Mayson
Caden.
and Kaiden, he had two more children, two or three. I'm not quite
I
sure.
think three because yeah, I think
Two,
two girls and a boy,
two girls and
another
a boy.
boy,
Yes.
but they were older than these two
Yeah.
who went missing and passed away
But
sadly.
what if he had the depression? Yeah. He found himself there alone with the boys with a gun. He had a mental breakdown on the spot because no money, they were not home. The boys maybe cried for their mom, their brothers, their sisters.
Mm.
They were unsettled, and maybe he had a mental breakdown and he did something. He just couldn't take it anymore.
Maybe we don't know that because no statement yet from police
Yes,
to
there's nothing.
assure people what happened. That's why we were like literally because there was literally little update about this case. With with his girlfriend and took the kids and stuff like that. I said to myself, I'm not buying that because it's not really possible to just, a father when he takes his kids, he kind of he puts with the kids. He's not really into, okay, I'll take them and I'll just leave them. They will grow. You know, he actually puts his strength into it. He tries to help the kids. Usually, I don't know the moms as well. These are parents we talk about, biological parents. Uh, but I was concerned for their safety at the beginning, but now um, they gone, and I'm really concerned. What happened? I would like to know what happened to them. How did they pass away? No statement says anything about a
Cause of death.
gunshot cause of that. If they, they've been murdered, if they've been, strangled or anything else. So I'm not too sure on that. I can't talk about that yet. I will find out definitely, but probably
There
who
is a
knows when.
Yeah, whenever they release the information to the public.
But the thing is, you see, family, when you are in that situation and you don't get the right support and help, obviously you find yourself in a mess and you think, I'm not coming out of this. And I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. I'm not taking his side. I'm not taking her side either. But this is about two people. They went into it, they had kids, they had the family there, they had their house, they had their own things. Obviously, a family would have ups and downs. No family has pink and unicorns.
Like I like to say, rainbow and unicorns.
Yeah, and money growing in the trees and so on. So you have ups and downs, obviously, as a family, but there is the communication that does everything. That communication needs to be on a certain level. If there is no sort of communication between the two, the couple, obviously there is an issue then. So flags up, you know. So probably he had some issues, and he had the statements as the court document says. He had the you know um, suicidal statements done, and he was suffering from depression, probably anxiety as well. I'm not sure, but anyway, everything is a huge package there, and it hits you hard, and then you see yourself probably in a heated discussion with your wife. Yeah, I just put that case, and then she goes, "Oh, you know what? You are good for nothing." Or whatever she said there. I don't know for sure what happened. I'm just saying, in my opinion, as it happened.
Just an example.
An example. And he goes, "Oh, you don't care. Then why, you know, probably he replied something as in anger or in kind of disbelief. Then she goes, you know what, I'll divorce you and I'll keep the kids and then you can do whatever you want or so some sort of things like that. Then he obviously was put off by that, suffering from depression and previously having those issues. Obviously she should have a think twice what she says, but she didn't. Maybe when you are angry, you don't think twice, so you just say it as it comes out of your mouth, and you don't really realize on the moment, on the spot, but you realize after. So he got angry, and he usually, as she said in her statement, and I quote, well, he usually, when he gets angry, he usually goes for a couple of hours. He drives and he just goes. You know, sometimes when he's angry, he'll take off and leave for a couple of hours. You know, but obviously it might happen. Maybe that's the case. Maybe some people do that. I, you know, sometimes you try to get away from that heated discussion argument, and you get out, put yourself in the car, just drive and go away for a while to kind of cool down and calm yourself, and just forget about it. And then after, when you are, okay, you come back, and you are, probably either continuing the discussion in a different manner, or you just totally forget about it.
But that's what Bonnie was thinking, wasn't she? That Bonnie, his
Yeah.
wife, that he will cool off for a couple of hours, then
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, that's why he took his car, carrying his gun, because he was usually carrying his gun, as they say, and he wrecked his car just down the road, the same street where the house was. And then she runs after him. Obviously, she was worried for him, 'cause he wrecked his car. So she wanted to make sure he was safe and sound. So she goes there. While she goes there, he gets off his car. He runs to her car, because she had the two boys in her car. I don't know what was happening there, if she was going somewhere, or maybe he didn't like the way she dealt with him, and then obviously.
No, maybe he just wanted to get out of the situation and just drive.
Yeah, but maybe she wanted to take the kids somewhere. I don't know what happened there. So he gets into her car, yeah, with the two boys in the car, and then he drives off. So he goes towards north. They were living in what was it, in Greene County, but it was on a street which I found it a bit weird. But anyway, those are the streets, kind of rural side, isn't it?
Yes, it was rural side.
Yeah,
It was in
Pleasant View, isn't it?
Pleasant View, yes.
Yeah. So he drives off, and he goes up north to around Warsaw area. Warsaw area is still in Missouri. Um, and then he runs out of gas as well, you know, on Highway 65. So he runs out of gas, and then a trooper comes around and he checks on them, seeing them he believes they are in need of help. So he asks, do you need any help? And he goes, no, I don't need any help. Thanks.
That's not what he said.
He
didn't say, you don't know what he said.
Yeah, but probably he said, no, I don't need any help. We are all right. Because the trooper later reported that they seemed okay. That there was no issue with the kids, with him.
Yeah, but he refused the help of the.
He refused the help.
Trooper,
yeah. And then suddenly they get a call from highway troopers, that a man with two kids are spotted on the highway, walking on foot along the highway.
Someone called the troopers.
Someone.
Yeah, someone called the troopers to let them know.
Yeah. So
that
one deputy comes around, and she saw them, but then nowhere to be found after that when she turns around to to, to catch up with them. So they probably went into a wooded area, and then nowhere to be found. They found probably, he found probably that structure that was abandoned, and he said, "Well, this is a good spot to stay with the kids," you know. And there you go. After a few days, they've been found in a structure there, dead, all of them. So just to realize, starts from one heated discussion or subject, anything. You never know what the person's reaction is, and there you go.
We don't know exactly what happened. We don't
Nick,
know the
yeah,
circumstances.
no, no, they were alive, but yesterday they've been found.
They've been found passed away
Yes, Nick.
in a structure.
Sorry, I need to go pick the little one from nursery.
Hi Nick, sorry I forgot to tell you hi. This is the
Yeah.
second live of the day today,
Yeah.
but we just wanted to get all this info out there. Ria is saying, since there is some question of if he knew the boys were in the car. Is that right? It is tragic. Yes, I think that it was the mom, Bonnie Peak, who was saying in her statement that, I'll just quote from her statement, "I know he's going through a lot lately, and I don't know if he's just going through a mental breakdown. I think he wanted to live on his own, and I think the children just happened to be in the car when he got in my car and took off." So from Bonnie's account, from the wife, it seems that he might not have known the kids are in the car, so he maybe in the heat of the moment, in his rage, he just jumped in her car and took off, and probably only later realized that the kids are with him. But it's him to drive all that way around without noticing the kids are at the back. I mean, the kids were 3 and 4. Unless they were asleep, they would have made some sort of noise, to let him know that they are at on the back seat. It's just awful, really, and it's so bad that we can't get more information on this. This is in America, and there are so many websites which we try to access, but we can't access. So there are honestly a lot of questions here. Like, was he planning this to take the kids and go away? Did it just happen in a moment's decision in his mental state at that point? Did he speak to someone? Was someone supposed to pick them up? Were they supposed to go somewhere else? There are so many questions here, honestly, and I feel so sorry for the family, and it's so tragic what happened. I also feel that if that trooper would have gone to just check the surrounding area to make sure that she spots them somewhere, maybe that would be a different outcome. Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, we will keep checking on any updates on the case, and I'll probably make a video around it just to keep you guys updated. This is all honestly, this video is like all over the place right now, but we just try to get all the info out there as soon as possible, in case someone will be watching who is in the area or lives around that area. Maybe they have more information. They can always contact the Greene County Sheriff's Department, the Greene County Sheriff's Office. They even have a Facebook page where they keep everything updated. So it would be really great if someone, if you know something, just contact the Greene County Sheriff's Office and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. The Missouri, they are both conducting the death investigation on this, so you can contact either one of them. Oh no, that is terrible, for he had gone alone and taken his own life, but why to take the young lives? That's the problem. We still don't know exactly what happened. The police haven't released the cause of death. All we know is that they are dead, unfortunately. What I'm speculating here is that it might be he had a gun, he took a gun with him. He also suffered from depression. It might have been that he had a mental breakdown whilst he was with the kids, and maybe he did something. It could have been an accident, like, I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. Like, maybe he had a gun, the kids were fiddling with the gun, the gun discharged. I am not sure. I have no idea, but I am pretty sure that they did not die of natural causes or of weather conditions, honestly. The only explanation I would have was that he was in a mental state where he couldn't use his judgment anymore, and he did something. There was even let me find the info on that. So prosecutors, they even charged Darrell with 2 counts of kidnapping of his sons Mayson 3 and Kaiden 4, who were previously seen. So they were even attempting to put charges of kidnapping against Darrell, who was the dad, and in an attempt to really get more leads and more information from the public. Now, if you think about it, kidnapping against a dad, that's it's a bit unfair, really, because at this point we still don't know exactly what happened, and if they wouldn't be found dead, you can't really accuse a dad of kidnapping his own kids, because he was married, they were his biological children. There was no custody given to the other parent because they were still married. So I'm not sure. In that regards, it does not really seem fair, because, for example, on the opposite hand, you always have moms who takes her kids away and just goes away from home, but no one is bringing charges of kidnapping on the moms when they do that. Thanks, I will catch the update from Take Care. Thank you, Ria, and thank you so much for joining. As soon as I have any new updates, I will keep you guys posted. It's such a tragic and a sad situation, and really my heart goes out to the family. The sisters of Mayson and Kaiden, they did an interview as well, and really they just wanted them all home. They miss them so much. So it will be a really tragic end to this story. It is a really tragic end. I just really want to find out what happened, get the information from the police, the cause of death, the circumstances surrounding the death, where exactly they've been found. So this will be at the moment just a waiting game to see what the police will publicly come forward with. Anyway, for now, is no point in making this live any longer than it is, because I don't have any more information on this. But I promise you, as soon as I get updates, I will let you know. It will either be a video I will upload or another live with a quick catch up. But for now, thank you guys for joining. And if you are in the US, if you live in the surrounding areas and you have any information about the boys, about Darrell, please don't forget you can always contact the Greene County Sheriff's Office, and also Missouri State Highway Patrol. They are both dealing with the investigation. Thank you so much again, guys. I will leave you with it, and take care and stay safe, everyone. Thanks. Bye.